If you're watching this, there we go. There's the notifications. If you would. All right. Hey, we're getting some people in here now. Good deal, man. Good deal. So let's talk about something here, okay? So let's see here. Where's my videos? My videos. Do some shout outs here. Here we are. Turn me down. Ratman Roden, Thomas Wilson, Pigtail, Pale Rider TV, Jonathan Wheeler, Ralph Lodo, Thomas Wilson, I think I already said to you, Cubby, John Gutierrez. Still for a load? No, I've got a load now. It picks up tomorrow. Still in the woods there, Mr. Roden. Steve Berger, what's up? Government Mule, what's up? It was good talking to you, Mark. You know, and I wish you luck in your new endeavor there. Easy and Sons, what's up? I almost called you today. Something, what's up? Anthony T, Southbound J. Wow, we're getting some people in here. I stopped by today to have coffee, but you were in Dallas. Yeah, I broke out at Penske. Oh, dang. Overtax in Minnesota. Jose, Brad Johnson, Mono. Society X, good evening, thank you. All's well, all is well, okay. All right, so many places to go, right? Call me tomorrow if you want, I will. So, the thumbnail is a Landstar truck that's down the road, and apparently he left his truck here for the weekend, and let's see if this light helps. Hey, there we go. And the reason why I bring this up is because a lot of people think that they want to become owner-operators or lease operators, right? And here's the thing. Everybody's all worried about maintenance on your truck, and sometimes you have circumstances that are not in your control, such as the accident you see in the thumbnail. The other thing that you have to worry about is when you have a bad string of loads because you're an idiot on booking your stuff. That is me. That has been my last few days. And I had a very frustrating day today. Now, with that being said, it is all my fault. Okay? And for some reason my screen is darker on this. I don't know why. Let's see if I can fix that. Comments. Love it. Love it. There we go. Wow, I'm bright. Okay. So, you want to be a male model, Ratman? There you go. So, if you follow my vlogs at all, I picked up a load on Thursday that had water gushing from the product. It was a load of racks that they just washed, and I'm not 100% sure they didn't like spray the trailer down, right? So I was really worried about the condition of the trailer, because the front nose of my trailer is particle board. There's a metal headboard, but then there's also particle board, right? Well, what does particle board do when it's wet? It warps. But it was actually in pretty decent shape. So I was leery about booking ahead. I booked a load to Dallas. Now, that was mistake number 2. I almost said number 2 because, again, I'm an idiot. Number 2, right? Let's see if we can shut this window here. Anyways, yep, like Warp, like Trail Rider. Gear Grabber, I don't know why you don't have a wrench anymore. That's weird. Add moderator. Here we go. Normally, well, I won't say normally. Most of the time I take a hit coming out of Dallas, but there's only been one time where it was a very frustrating load finding process. And here's where the frustration came in. I primarily used 2 brokers. They did not have squat. And when they did have something, it disappeared, or it was not enough time for the amount of miles, or if it was too many miles, or it was too much time for the amount of miles. Either way, I was taking a hit, right? That's how the spot market works. That's how a bad market like Dallas works, right? And the thing that bothered me the most was that I was going down to my bare minimum, right? Some cases going underneath my bare minimum, because it's all law of averages, right? As long as I keep moving, right? And some other carrier would come in and underbid me by $400 to $500 for a load. So if I bid 12 and they would normally go for 1,000, some people were just saying I'll do it for 800, right? And it wasn't just the one broker. They were all doing that. The phone calls, I haven't done cold calls off the low board in a long time. And first of all, I called 4 brokers and nobody answered the phone because loads were dropping left and right. They were disappearing, right? You gotta be quick in the draw, right? And at this point, I'm mad. It took me a little bit to book. So I finally got a load out of here. It's not too bad, but it's not something I'm going to write home about. It's not something I'm going to brag about. It's not something I'm going to be like, I made $3 a mile out of Dallas. No, that's not it. But I minimized the damage, and it's all rooted that I did not book ahead and I did not look to see how bad the market was. We all know that Dallas is a back home market, right? However, if you know the right people, if you know where to look, or if you catch the right time, you can get a decent rate out of Dallas. Provost and I were talking about this earlier. The problem is I couldn't book ahead because it was the only option I had of where I was on the day that I was late to the title. And you know, that is one more thing that you're going to have to deal with if you come out. You have to come out right. You got to have access to cash. You got to have, you know, the ability to pay bills, because you're going to have bad weeks. You're going to have loads that are just loads from hell where you're not going to make any money. You know, you could do a $1,500 load and blow out 2 tires. Boom, there's all your money. You could have if you have super singles and you blow a super single on a $1,500 load, guess what? All your profit just went into that tire and rim. You know. So let's go with the comments here. You guys have been commenting like crazy. We actually got some people in here. So let's see. Let's see. Charles Anderson, what's up? Red Monkey Trucking, what's up? She blinded me with science. Pale Rider's on an 80s kick. Those of you who don't know, Pale Rider's got a secret. He is an 80s music buff. think he's all about the country western? No, he is all about Duran Duran and Thomas Dolby and Tears for Fears. And I'm not making this up. Rick LP, what's up? Light Bright. Red Monkey says, I really appreciate when drivers own up to their mistakes. Oh, I own up to my mistakes all the time. Warp like Pale Rider, says Little Viking Coach. Big Houston is in the house. Fishing Truckers in the house. Any idea where Little Guy is working now? I have no idea. She dances in the stage. My wife is also a big Duran Duran fan, Pale Rider. Armadillo by morning, says Little Viking Coach. You got to go west or south out of Dallas for better rates. That is true, but I was afraid of going south because of what's going on I-10. And I was trying to get through the house. Not that I'm trying to get home, but because, as you guys probably don't know, if you don't watch my videos, you don't know, but I don't have a license plate right now because Michigan decided that it wanted it more. So I've already got it ordered. I've already paid the fee. I got my new cab card. I gotta go through the house, get my license plate, and it's at the house waiting for me right now. CPAP Bible Trucker, it's been a minute since I've seen you in here. Hope all is well with you, sir. Jose, I think I read you. Hell, that happens to me every day. I get underbid badly. That's the thing. I was on the phone with a friend of mine that's got his own authority, and he said that some of these carriers aren't even trying to negotiate. In other words, like Convoy or JB Hunt, you can see how much people underbid you, and they're jumping like $400 or $500 before even trying to negotiate. In other words, you ever watch The Price is Right? I know if you're sick home from school, I know you've watched The Price is Right. You don't lie to me. You've watched The Price is Right. And so, the beginning when they bid on something, right? You got that one guy that bids $1, right? Knowing that everybody else overbid. He wins. And you got people doing the trucking version of that. You got people like, all right, the book it now is $1,500 and the lowest bid is $2,000. Well, I'll do it for $1,500. It's like, why not try to negotiate $1,900 or $1,800 first? Now, I understand if you're desperate, you got to keep moving, you got a high truck payment, and you have to keep moving no matter what, or you got to get a driver home if you're the company owner and you're just trying to get your driver home. You don't want him to sit because you got to pay that guy layover or whatever. I get that, but you got to attempt some kind of negotiating. Oh my gosh. And sometimes these brokers will pin you against other people. In other words, how many of you that deal with brokers, right? How many of you have called on a load, you agree to say a number like 1,200 on the email address and go, whoa, wait. What? Hold on. Yeah, man, my buddy next to me says he can move that load. He's got a carrier ready to do it for 900. How many of you fall for that tactic? Don't fall for that tactic. Well, no, my minimum's this amount. Don't even go down $50. Because that's a tactic that they're using on you. You're accomplished. You feel like, oh, I got my load. Yay. Oh, I'm about to lose it. They're using that fear against you. So you politely say, you know what, call them on their bluff. And if that guy loses the money on that load, let that guy bury himself by doing too many loads below his cost, right? Don't fall for that tactic. And that tactic was used on me multiple times. And I think half of it was legit, and the other half was because they know that it's legit, or they know that I know that it's legit. So therefore, I think that I need to do something, right? Well, that tactic did not work on me today. So it made the load finding process a little bit more frustrating, right? Oh, let's see here. Wow, you guys have been commenting like crazy. Iron Maiden, San Antonio the 25th. Well, I won't be in San Antonio the 25th, so that does not help me. Hey, little bike coach, you got my number. Text me the tour dates list. Maybe I can catch them somewhere else. Skillet and Alter Bridge next week. It says Norma Stitz. They're running to the bottom, right? And and here's what I dealt with the Blue Star was that you had agents doing that to each other. So you call in a load. Let's say a load was posted like 5 times by 5 different agent codes. You call, and the highest one was like say 1,200, and the lowest one was 900. So of course, naturally, you're going to call in the one that's 1,200. So you call in, they go, yeah, you got it for 1,200. I guarantee that 15 minutes later, they're going to call you back saying, oh, will you do it for 900? I'll put $200 on the fuel card. So it's, and it's like, you obviously didn't really have it for 1,200, did you? So last week was last week, now it's a new week, and you are on your way out, and the sky is the limit. Get back to being a couple days ahead. Charles, I like the way you think. Charles is going to be Mr. Motivator. And I appreciate that. One of our submarines is missing tonight. Uh-oh. I work nights and trucks have cameras and usually go live when I'm working. I'm off tonight. Oh, okay. Pale Rider? That is understandable, CPAP. Can you bid against yourself? Right, Adam. It's crazy. Rock Me Out Davis. That is one of my favorite 80s songs. Pale Rider. Look at Pale Rider go on them 80s songs. If you're heading back to Missouri, I'll probably be drafting tomorrow. Well, Ratman, let me know, because I load at 9 tomorrow, and then I'm heading north. Wait a minute, I thought you didn't have your trailer yet. Juan? Oh, wait, maybe you did. What's up, Juan? So, not buffering. Thank you, bigrigceo, because people were saying I was buffering in the first live feed I tried doing today. I got nobody coming in. I felt alone and cold. So, so back to the original intention of this live feed topic of discussion. You have to come out right, because you're going to have bad weeks. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to go, wow, I shouldn't have done that. And you're going to do it again, even though people tell you not to do it. You're going to be tempted by that money, or you're going to be tempted by the familiarity. You're going to be tempted by certain things. Jeff has always said that my Achilles heel is I love familiarity. I've been Dallas's where I cut my teeth, except the rates are poopy. So now Schneider was a little bit easier to deal with, because I could be at the OC right now where I'd have free parking, free shower, free, well, not free food, but you know what I mean? A safe place to park within a fence. But no, I paid for parking and I'm scared for my life. So, but we all make mistakes. And as a new owner operator and new to the spot market, or new to a self-dispatch such as Landstar, Schneider, etc., you're going to make mistakes. You're going to have things happen to you. Even as a company driver, you're going to have that week where the truck breaks down, you didn't expect it, or, hell, the people loading me tomorrow could put a hole in my trailer, right? Second of every single day, every single penny I can get, and my house is going into foreclosure if I don't make my payment this week. Guess what? That's a problem, because you're going to have problems. I don't care if you got the most killer bumper-to-bumper warranty on your truck. That thumbnail is proof that that warranty doesn't cover that. Warranty is not going to cover the time in the shop that it's going to take to fix that truck. Warranty is not going to cover the insurance premium that you're going to have, because obviously the guy that hit that truck did not report himself, so therefore it's on that Landstar driver's insurance. And then Now your insurance will increase. Why? Because you have a claim. Warranties don't cover that. Warranties don't pay your truck payments if you're behind. Warranties don't pay for your house if you break your leg, right? Ugh, this water's warm. Dang it. So if you find yourself in a position where you need $800 a day, something like that, let's pick $1,000 a day, and you are not going to make it if you don't get that $1,000 a day on average. There's no meat on the bone. You're not going to make it. You are not going to make it. Now, let's say that you went to Schneider and you got an SFI truck. There's a little bit of umbrella there, right? And if your truck's a total piece of garbage, they'll put you in a different truck. They'll wheel and deal with you. They do not want you to fail, right? All these people say, oh, Schneider caps what you can earn. If you can run as many loads as you possibly can legally, why wouldn't the company want that? Think about that statement, right? I always love the conspiracy theories, the tinfoil hat guys at Schneider, right? And so there's an umbrella. That's the advantage. That's why you make that high lease payment, is to have those advantages. But when you get your truck from a bank, let's say you go get yourself a brand new Freightliner from Freightliner in Joplin, Missouri, or something like that, and your pay Missouri or something like that, and your payments are $3,500 a month, which is better than SFI, but it ain't like my payment. Truck at a crappy whole truck stop, and somebody takes out your hood and runs, and you don't realize it. Guess what? That $3,500 a month truck payment is still due. Let's say the turbo blows. Well, yeah, guess what? Warranty is going to cover that, right? You got a killer bumper to bumper warranty. You paid the extra $8,000 for that warranty, and you're good to go, right? Still, there's a week backup. If every Freightliner was blown its curb that week, guess what? You go to a dealership where you have to go if you got warranty work, and boom, now you're down a week. That $3,500 a month payment is still due. Oh, let's see here. My sleep is all messed up. I slept 3 hours the last day and a half. Want to know what I do when I feel lonely? Big Rig CEO? No, I don't. Sometimes Oklahoma will break your trailer. Right. That'll cost downtime. Same script from broker to broker. It's all we have in that load. Wish we could Skype brokers to see if their lips are moving, right? Aflac says, Ratman, loss of revenue is your biggest loss in a breakdown most of the time. That is absolutely correct. If you're averaging $1,000 a day and you're down for 4 days, that's $4,000 of lost revenue. And that's hard to get insurance to pay for that. So it goes back to the basics. Have money in the bank, have good credit, access to credit, keep costs as low as possible. Doesn't matter if there's a recession, doesn't matter if you're in Dallas, doesn't matter if your hood gets smashed. You do those three things, you'll be okay, right? That's how you take care of your business. That's how you take care of yourself. Some days you're going to work harder and not get anything. And other days you're going to be like, holy hell, I can't believe they paid me for this, right? Do we wish that all loads were like that? Yes. We wish that all loads were 5,000 pounds and it was dock to dock, 2 turns off the interstate, but it's not. You know, in a perfect world, we would do that. dock to dock, 2 turns off the interstate, all flat ground, 5,000 pounds, and it paid $1,000 a day. We all wish for that. Does that happen? The ones that's happening to, they're not doing YouTube videos. They are keeping that secret strictly to themselves, right? It's to cover a loan if I'm hurt or out of work temporarily. There you go, Thomas. So in the house. Does stress make one's beard gray? Yes. Absolutely. Who hit that Freightliner? I have no idea. If I had a rocket launcher. Don Wessel Honda. Even the cab drivers. Yeah, I agree. From the hotel room. Not rented in Snowler, but I'm booked through Sunday for just short of $5,400. But Charles, you can't make money in Schneider. What are you talking about? I love it. Maiden leaving the country after San Antonio. Great, thanks, little Viking coach. Well, I guess I'm not seeing him this time around. Snowler, do you have to have a 700 score or better and 3 months minimum household money and savings? I disagree with the 700 credit score. You can have a you can have a 600 credit score as long as you can get. Because I know guys that have gotten trucks with a 600 credit score. Now, obviously, the better score you have, the better chances you have, because first time truck buyer, you're going to pay a lot for the interest rate. But where the credit score really comes in handy is to be able to have access to a line of credit to help pay for bills, to help, like for example, if I have $1,000 cap a day on purpose on my personal, or not my personal, but my business checking account, right? So if there's any kind of fraud, they ain't taking more than $1,000, right? Like, hey, by the way, we forgot to use lube and it's going to be $3,000, right? And those guys probably know what I'm talking about when I said forgot to use lube. Now, I use the credit card to pay for that, and then I use the bank card to pay for that. And what that does is that shows a payment history. That shows that I know how to use a credit card responsibly. You do that a little bit, guess what? Your credit score goes up. The higher your credit score goes, you can get these 0% interest credit cards, and you don't want to live off them. That's bad, bad, bad. But they're there just in case you have a turbo blowing out and you don't have the money in the bank. Most businesses have some kind of line of credit. They use it to do all their interactions, and then you just pay the bills at the end of the month. So get that one small credit card that's got $1,000 limit with a stupid insurance or interest rate, and put your cell phone bill on it. Pay it off, but $10 every month, right? Show a small balance. But you gotta have the discipline to, like, oh well, I'll let this month's cell phone, thing slide because it's on the credit card. I need this extra $300 to buy that chrome nut that I want. You know, access to credit, but you don't want to rely on credit. Gee, Steve, how do you know that? Because I've been there, done that. So, don't do it. You're going through it right now. That's what they told me today, says Thomas Wilson. All my loads are light 2 chips. They told you need above 7 score. That is true, Rat Man. I'm going cash only from now on. Credit cards are my weakness. Well, see, Pap, that's the thing. You recognize that weakness. And that's good, because that's how you heal yourself, right? You recognize your weakness and you treat it. So the in the title with the thumbnail is one of many examples of why when you come out here, you've got to come out right, because there are things that are beyond your control, that go deeper than just the truck maintenance, that go deeper than what the load selection is on the stupid city you went to, right? to make mistakes. You're going to go to dead areas. You're going to be able to, you know, let's say their authority goes belly up. Do you have the means to get home? Let's say your truck, you hit a deer, and your truck's going to be down 3 weeks. Well, you're not going to get a hotel for 3 weeks. What are you going to do? You're going to rent a car and go home. Well, you need a credit card to rent a car. Say that 5 times fast. And Ratman. And dang it with your distracting comments. And then you're gonna have to survive. Was down 2 weeks, and his company gave him a rental car from Pennsylvania back to Springfield while the truck was being worked on. And then he got a rental car from Springfield back up to Pennsylvania. You know, if you're an owner op, you got to come up with that yourself. You know. See, Ratman also knows what his weaknesses are. Sean Trusty, nothing really happened. I'm kind of an idiot. But now, here's the other thing, okay? In the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, he talks about how people make decisions in their life that affect them financially based off emotion. Running a business is no different, okay? I have fuel in the tank. I have money in the bank. Jeff don't care. Jeff don't care if I go home. Well, I mean, he does a little bit, but it's my business, right? And I can't tell you how many times it was tempted to say, screw this, screw the brokers, I'm going north to the house. Because by the time I get up there, I'll find the load, right? I did not let my emotions get the best of me, because that's when you make desperate moves. Cursing out a broker that didn't really deserve it. Making a mistake and booking something out of desperation, etc., right? Safety dance is the awesome thing. Stay safe. Salty Pirate loves us all. You can't let your emotions drive your truck. And when you're in a self-dispatch scenario where your costs are low, it is extremely easy to sit there. I'm out of here, right? I'm out of here. Would that would have been smart? No. Then I'm not running for $1 a mile out of Dallas just became 50 cents a mile once I booked my load from wherever I ended up because it was ticked off. Do you see how that works? Deadhead is good if it puts you in a better position for a better rate. But the deadhead out of anger blindly without booking something, if you do your all miles, you'll realize that it was a mistake. Don't let your emotions run wild. One time in Bangkok, I love that song. One night in Bangkok, Thomas Wilson. Thomas doesn't know his 80s as well as Pale Rider does. So anyways, I wanted to talk about that because, you know, Provost did a good video about leasing. James Best did a video, really good video, very honest video this morning about leasing and coming out right. And there are a lot of things that I feel that people don't think about. I know I didn't when I first came out. You know, these trucks, you can get, I mean, for example, look at Provost, okay? He was driving a brand spanking new Volvo that he forked over a bunch of cash for. And what did it do? It stalled out in the middle of the intersection. on the trip home from the dealership. Okay. I had a friend that first trip in his truck, he had a light issue that couldn't be fixed right off the bat. His first load. There's warranties there for a reason. Just because you have a brand new truck doesn't mean that everything's going to be all, you know, hunky-dory, rosy. And warranties don't cover all the different things that are required when you run a business. Jason Perry, what's up? You were born in 1985? I doubt that. We pay for all the bills with cards and pay off before they tack on interest. We get cash back and or fly miles. Discipline is a key word. Yep, discipline. And see, those cash back bonuses and those miles really come in handy. I know a person that flies to Europe every year based off his free miles because that's what he does. So James was not the normal Mr. Best this morning. He wasn't. Look. I think that when times are good out here, it's easy to feel good. But I think that when you have days like I've had today, it's easy to go, you know what, screw this, screw you, and get burned out. And when you have too many days like that in a row, it could really burn you out. And, you know, stupid, it was funny. I call them video game days. And what that is like, you start off your day, start up your truck, oh, you're low on antifreeze, okay. And then when, you know, there's no one around you, but when you decide to leave, someone parks in front of you. And then, you know, now you got to get fuel, and there's like 15 people in line. And the one fuel island that you happen to be in, it's close. You know, it's always something. So it's like, it's almost like someone's going, shh, okay, cue in the rainstorm. Shh, okay, all right, cue in video game. And I call it video game day. And at some point, it gets comical. Like, it gets like, you know, whatever comes to me, and you start laughing. That was the point I was at Thursday and Friday. So I wasn't laughing so much. And when you have a day like I've had today, when you've had a week like I've had this week, when you've got $5,000 of expenses a week, or, you know, something crazy like that, it becomes way more stressful. So you don't eat right, you don't sleep right, your relationships go to crap, and then next thing you know, you're one of these guys been out here for 10 years, you got nothing to show for it, and you're miserable, right? You're miserable. Next thing you know, you got diabetes, you got high blood pressure, and you're the guy sitting at the TA counter telling everybody that they're pieces of crap, right? So, you know, health plays a big important part to that. And sometimes you just need supportive friends, you know. A friend sent me a connection to one of his brokers and was trying to help me out. One of our contractors, he was telling me about loads. And Jason, if you watch, and I appreciate that, but I didn't want to go south, and I knew that I didn't want to book anything until I saw the inside of the trailer. And once I was unloaded, I walked in, saw it wasn't too bad. But it took me a little bit longer to book, and you know, more than normal, which, you know, I had to kind of had to you know, really kind of sharpen the pencil on some stuff today. Most don't know that credit cards have a 24 to 28 day cycle of bill every 30. Right. See, they get you. They get you. Truck for Life, what's up? Last week I had a video game week. Yeah, I've had an entire week. And yeah, company driver, that's where I came up with that term. It was company driver, you know, as a company driver. Wish you guys would start listening to some 80s metals tune. 80s metal tunes. Anyways, you guys got any comments, questions, or concerns? Do you guys want to see if we can make this a 2-hour marathon? By the way, I've been fighting. Look how red my arm is. I've been fighting poison ivy. Okie from Muskogee. Is that an 80s tune? Is that an 80s country tune? There you go. Nothing Woody knows what it's all about right there. So, now, I do have a question, and I want you guys to answer this. We're in a very warm part of Texas. Everybody's idling. Why do people idle their trucks with their windows wide open? I don't understand that. And then turn around and gripe that they're not making any money. Someone recommends Don Wessel Honda. Actually, I do. They do pretty good. Electric Tail Rider. There you go. Yeah. Colorado Kool-Aid. Colorado Bulldog. Back in my carbolicious days, I could put down some Colorado Bulldogs. Talk about Packard motor and idle. No idle. Some of the new 2020 trucks are okay to idle because of getting better and better with the after treatment systems. But the 2013s, the 14s, the 15s, 16s, and 17s, every salesperson I talked to that had no skin in the game when it came to APU sales said, if you are deciding to buy a used truck, look at the engine hours and look at its excessive. And for example, when I bought this truck, I did not look at the engine hours. However, I did know that this truck did have an APU. It's an X Prime truck, and it had a rig master on it. Now, I do know that rig masters have issues, so I didn't think it ran all the time. And whoever had this truck had dogs, so, you know, they had to keep the truck full. And I immediately had, the first thing I wanted them to do was replace the DPF filter so I could start fresh. And that I was going to put carrier APU on it, right? Sing along song. There you go, Striper, busting out the Striper, nothing witty. Look at you. By the way, Michael Sweet's got a new album out today, I believe. If you go to your used truck dealership and you see that the truck has no APU and has never had an APU, you're going to want to take a look at the engine hours and compare it to miles. And James Best has a better formula than I do on figuring out what's normal and what's not. But you take the big number and divide it by the hours. So if you have, look at his fan clutch is having issues. If you okay, well, let's use that number there, Thomas. What was that number? $339,000 miles. Divided by 9. That's an average of 41 miles per hour. It's actually not bad. If it was 20, he sells, but who's buying? There, man, nothing witty. That's the best song titles. Crazy Train, Ratman, look at you getting in there. Of course, Ratman has something I don't have in the metal world. He has an Aussie shirt. I don't have an Aussie shirt. Mama, I'm coming home. Yeah, I hate that Aussie song. For Whom the Bell Tolls. Look at you, trapped under ice. Yeah, Metallica, yeah, buddy. All right, so anyways, take a look at those hours. I don't know what the average hour should be, to be honest with you, but I do know that when I did the same math on my own truck for Mr. Wilson there, it was about the same, and I hardly walk. There you go, some Pantera. Got to see my truck today. I hope so, Daniel. Are you happy with your decision, Mr. Adami? We wouldn't know because you didn't do a live feed from the hotel room like everybody does when they're in orientation. Yeah, empty this trash can. Happy with the deal. Get you some wind deflection on top and you'll be good to go. Every breath you take, the police. I like the police. Warranties are great, but they don't pay for everything. Insurance is great, but it doesn't pay for everything. And Mr. Wilson's right. You want several months. I got kind of lucky when I came out. I had a good line of credit, but I didn't have a whole lot of cash reserves. But luckily I made enough money my first month at Landstar that I was able to like make up for lost ground. And the thing that I did not account for was that I took a full week without booking a load because of orientation, finding the trailer and everything. And then, which you don't get paid for, by the way, at Landstar. At Schneider you do. Then the other thing is that the payment weekend period or whatever, I didn't get my first load in that. So I was in the hole. Instead of getting the settlement, my first settlement was, hey, by the way, your next check's going to be $300 less than what it should be because, well, it was $300, right? Oh, Thomas, that's very nice of you. I had to run like the Dickens. Now, I had taken a month off between my last load at Landstar and my first load at Schneider. So I stayed out for 3 weeks straight. James had a very good advice. Daniel, Jeff has talked about this. If you're SFI, you're going to get your first 2 weeks free before you get your first truck note. Run your butt off. Use that week to stack up the cash. That is designed for you to get at least 2 weeks of truck payments in the bank. Don't touch it. So if you need that week off because you're a family, a loved one, something happened to them, God forbid, or you end up in the hospital or something, you're covered. You're not going to be in the hole. See how that works? And 9 times out of 10, every Schneider I see goes through orientation, the first thing they do is go home. I couldn't because I had 3 weeks to make up for. Because I had it up to here with where I was at. Whip it good. Don't tell me what you're at, man. Thomas says, I'm still really concerned about not being able to downshift that truck. Yeah, I'd be concerned too. New clutch for these things is about $4,000 there, Mr. Wilson. And if your synchronizer's out, that's money too. Now, warranty might cover it, but guess what? You'll still be down for a week. You're not going home for 2 months. Good deal. Congrats, Daniel. That's a weird song name. Your first week of the 3 is right now, right? I don't expect you to, but you do get a little bit of payment for orientation. I forget what it was, what it is, but you got to think of the things that you can't control. If you're coming out, like for example, when I came out the first week I was in Green Bay, guess what? It was snowing. You know, they might send you. See, here's the thing: if you're starting to snow, they might send you to North Dakota in December for an empty trailer. You know, you might be snowed in somewhere. You got to account for that. You know, if you go into a polar vortex and you have to idle your truck for 3 days, I don't care how good your APU is. That's going to cost you money. If you get snowed in, where you can't leave for 3 days, and then the broker wants to charge you $250 a day. Those are the things you got to think about. There's 100 things that can go wrong that have nothing to do with the truck. You didn't get paid for orientation. You should have got at least $300. Yeah, Thomas, that's a problem. I hope you didn't sign any paperwork on that truck. Getting $300 for orientation. So, Trucker for Life, if you didn't get paid for orientation at Schneider, you might want to call them. Well, here's how you handle that, Daniel. You're going to get paid $300 from wherever they send you to get your first trailer. And you can usually have that done for the end of the week period. Or the pay period. So it's I think my first check was somewhere around $300 or $400. Don't ever put the clutch pedal on the floor, bad for the synchro. Yeah, Thomas, that clutch has got issues. I believe this truck was probably a trainer's truck, so therefore I had to replace the clutch at about 400,000 miles, which I was warned that was going to happen anyways. But anyways, you guys got any more questions? How many click on the OD now? Oh, how many miles? I've got What do I have? Got 583,000. 2-year, 225 covers everything, Steve. There you go. That's the way to do it. I did not get a killer warranty with my first truck or this truck. And that could be my downfall. So. But anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, I'm not the smartest owner operator. I make mistakes. We all make mistakes. And there are a lot of people that think that I don't know what I'm doing. And that's fine. Because sometimes I don't. Someone got my Ouija board for my birthday. I don't know why though. I already know. Screaming Demon's got the most like anti-wife comments ever. How far did I have to go for my empty? They sent me and 3 other people, like half our class, I think 5, went to somewhere in the middle of nowhere, like just outside of Minneapolis, I believe. It was like 300 miles. I could be wrong though. How far is Minneapolis from Green Bay? It was like that many miles. Blackberry Smokes coming to Springfield on October. Well, thank you, Screaming Demon. I appreciate it. Have I checked my left anti-brake fluid lately, Steve? Yeah, I just changed that yesterday. I think that the worst thing that they can do when they send you for your first trailer is if it puts you in a dead-end area where there's no loads. That's where it hurts. I think we all just picked for something from Minneapolis area. And that was fine, you know. It isn't going to make Schneider any money, you know. Just like an African. Thomas Wilson's on the right track but the wrong train with the song titles for the 80s. He just got released. Yeah, let's talk about that. Trucker Table, those you don't know, he was in the hospital and he was released today to fine, and he avoided getting a bad turkey dinner. So guys, videos in the various chats on some channels, some good info being shared. I appreciate that. The Screaming Demon, and he shouted it out. You went to Boyd to get your empty trailer. That's a good spot. Lots of Frito-Lay in that spot. Yeah, but you were in yeah, they sent you to Florida, so that was probably fun to get out of. I know they sent a friend of mine to the middle of nowhere, western Kansas. So his nearest low was like 300 miles or something like that. Ugh. He's doing okay. You guys got to take care of yourselves out here, man. Health is incredibly important. All this wheeling and dealing and brokers and truck payments and credit cards and not using credit cards and all this stuff is for nothing if you don't take care of yourself first. Look, guys, I'll be honest with you. I have not been the best person. I have not been the best business person. I have not been the best husband. I have not been the best person to myself, right? When I turned my health around, all the other stuff improved dramatically, naturally. You know, there are people that think, well, I gotta get my personal life in line and then I'll work on my health. I think it's the other way around. I think that health is the most important thing you can work on. And everything else just kind of falls naturally. I've become a better husband. I've become a better business person. I've become a better human being by taking care of uno numero first. You got to take care of yourself. I'll give you a good example. Sitting at a truck stop yesterday morning. Did the counter. I did the TA counter thing, right? And yes, I had the breakfast buffet, right? And across from me was two drivers sitting. Now, we didn't chat. I could see the conversation, but I couldn't really hear the conversation. One guy looks like he'd been driving out here for 25 years. Very large gentleman. He didn't look healthy at all. He looked, and he was struggling to walk to the counter, and he was struggling to breathe. And sitting next to him was a very physically fit guy in his mid-30s. Very well kept, very clean. And they were chatting. And you could tell who was doing okay and who was miserable, right? You got to take care of yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself, who's going to do it? You know, what good to make a heart attack before you get the truck paid off? Or you're going to get diabetic and you won't be able to pay the truck off. Seems like guys want to go to the hospital, especially if it's close when your medical is due. Guys get worried about what might come up in a report. Triumph Magic Power, just stay where you can, retired, just plays guitar all day now. Yep. I have made mistakes in my time, some real doozies like my ex-wife. But I learned from it like I learned to sleep indoors and be happy. It's up to you to make sure you don't get in that place. I think our minds can be the worst thing against us, right? And let me bring up another point. So I named one of my vlogs, Trucking is Hard. And it's kind of amazing the amount of comments that said, trucking's not hard. It was kind of a joke, because there are days when it's hard. It really is. You can't have a bad day out here. And trucking's hard compared to, like, I don't know, filling gumball machines. You know what I mean? Not there's anything wrong with the job of filling gumball machines, but just saying. Each job has its own challenges. So, but I think it's funny. People are like, oh, you think trucking's hard? I do. Just happen to like it too. I'm out, Snowlord. Need to start setting up my future YouTube channel and stuff. Charles Anderson, when you start your YouTube channel, you let me know and I will promote you, sir. Charles is a good dude. He will bend over backwards to help you. And he's been running the Schneider program for a while. He's doing pretty good. And you can learn a lot from him. So I'll be looking forward to that. Check out the other channels of the people that have commented, especially all the 80s, you know, guys and gals. Here's the thing. I'm gonna leave this video with this final thought. Okay. The better you set up yourself physically, mentally, and financially, the easier this job is. The easier it is to not make decisions based off emotion. The easier it is to absorb the bad days of stuff that you can control and that you cannot control. That's the most important part. You can have the best credit, the best money management skills, but if you got a crappy attitude, if you hate yourself or you hate the job or you hate life, it's not going to do you any good. You can have the most awesome, nicest truck, but if things are falling apart in other areas, that does you no good. You can have the show quality truck, but what good is it if you can't even climb in and drive? They took the metal cart away. But mental health is just as important as physical health, if not more so. Because it's the mental that will make changes. It's the mental that creates the scenarios that you need. Both, you know, it's just how it is. When I was a trainer, I didn't just teach them how to drive the truck or how to back. I taught them how to deal with the new stresses that you deal with as a family man that has to enter the trucking world. And my trainees are grateful for that. Because, you know, again, we don't sleep right, we don't eat right, we deal with stressful situations, and a lot of, you know, we're in the top 10 most dangerous job in the world, or in America at least. You know, we're in the same list as cell phone tower light bulb changers. We're in that category, right? And if you take care of yourself and take care of each other, it makes the industry better. It makes everything better. Your family life will be better. Your financial life will be better. And, you know, it's not going to get you there. I don't care what carrier you're at. They are not responsible for your job to give me happiness. It is not his responsibility. That's all on me. You Schneider guy, it's not that orange box behind you that's responsible for your happiness. It's you. And, you know, change your frequency. And you'll change your life. And part of that is coming out right. Because the less stress you can endure, or you have to endure, so. Those aren't groomsmen, they're pallbearers. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Check out some of my other videos. I do a little bit of everything. But I don't do instructional videos, I don't do inspirational videos, and I don't do videos with music, and I don't do videos about vlogging about trucking. I just do videos about, I don't know, pavement. So be safe, be profitable, be good, and that's it. We're done. See ya. Bye.